Guys, Season 10 is in full swing now, and it kicked off with a bang. Not necessarily in the best way though, because the whole community is absolutely outraged about the brand new brute. The mechs that are in the game, people say they're overpowered and people are not liking them at all. But we did get the return of a old school location called Dusty Depot, which has not been in the game since Season 3. That is right, Dusty Depot is back in the game. People wanted it back in the game for so long, and it is finally here. But what if I told you that was not the only location that will be returning, and I know exactly which ones will be, and I'm going to be sharing them in this video. Now, in addition to the leaked automatic sniper rifle, which will be coming in the game next week, we have also got confirmation that Neo Tilted will be leaving the game in place of Tilted Town, a Wild West version of Tilted Towers, which is going to be a lot of fun. And I cannot wait to dive in and check it out. This whole season, they said that old POIs will be returning, just not as we remember them and not as they were once seen. And this kind of goes in that whole sort of vein as well, with the fact that we're getting Tilted back as opposed to Neo Tilted, but it's going to be Wild West themes. It's not going to be the same Tilted that we all remember from back in the day. But that is not the only POI that will be returning. There's been many hints in game already. You can go and check them out yourself. From the battle pass to the actual map, there's many hints of what POIs are going to be coming back in the game, and we're going to be checking them out today. Hopefully you guys are excited for this. If you are, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. If you're new around here, make sure you subscribe and notifications on, and as always, don't forget to use code Doodles in the Fortnite item shop and buying skins. It really helps the channel out a lot. But for now, let's dive straight into what these POIs are going to be. Let's go and check them out for ourselves. Let's do this. So right, in addition to Tilted, I can confirm that with very good certainty that Moisty Maya, Risky Reels, Lazy Links and Flush Factory will be making a return to Fortnite in Season 10. When they're going to be, I don't know 100% certainty, but I imagine it'll probably be like every update. So maybe like week 2 will be Tilted Town, week 4 will be Flush Factories, week 6 will be Risky Reels, week 8 will be Moisty Maya, week 10 will be Lazy Links, that sort of thing. That is how I'm going to predict that it's going to be. But these aren't going to be the same locations that we remember. They're going to be similar, but there's going to be a few changes as well, which we're going to get into in my predictions of what they might be in just a little bit. But first, we're going to check out the Season 10 Battle Pass. We're going to see what hints were left in there, because there's a few of them. Let's check these out. Move over to the Battle Pass. At tier 14, we get the Moisty Maya spray. There's a few sprays like this which have OG locations on them, as well as the Tilted one. There's actually a Tilted spray as well, and obviously we are getting a new form of Tilted. This kind of further strengthens the fact that these sprays are going to hint at what is to come, as well as being a nice little nostalgia trip for some of the older players. Obviously this season is all about nostalgia. We've got old school skins sort of being reimagined, we've got locations coming back. It's definitely sort of a nostalgia trip to try and get those old players back interested in the game. But Moisty Maya is not the only one that is in here. If we move over a little bit further, we actually get another one, which is Risky Reels. And now, like Moisty Maya, there's actually clues about Risky Reels in the map itself, which we're going to be going and checking out as well. But yeah, Risky Reels spray is in here. Definitely hints at the fact that Risky Reels will be returning in a little bit in the game over the next coming weeks, obviously throughout the course of Season X. And next up, we've got the Tilted map, which, like I said, Tilted is being reimagined in this season, potentially next week, in the form of Tilted Town. So yeah, this sort of further strengthens the fact that we've got a Tilted spray, we're getting the new Tilted, we've got a Moisty spray, we've got a Risky spray, we're likely going to get new versions of them as well. And then I think there's one more as well here. We've got the Dusty Devastation spray, which obviously, as you know, the meteor crashed into Dusty, destroyed it, and that's how we got Dusty Divot from Season 4 to Season 9. And obviously Dusty is the new location in the map. Well, the first sort of brought back location with the meteor hanging above it. So this, as well as the Tilted one, further strengthens the fact that these locations will be coming back in the game. And I believe that is the only ones in here. There's also a double pump icon there, which of course is a nostalgia trip for the double pump glitch that was in the game for quite a while. There's obviously the Black Knight spray, which is also a nostalgia trip, and also the fact that Ultimate Knight is a play on the Black Knight. But that is not all. If we dive into some gameplay, we can actually go and check out these locations already in the game that will be coming back. So yeah, we're going to be checking out Risky, we're going to be checking out Flush Factories, we're going to be checking out Moisty Maya, and we are going to be checking out Lazy Link. So yeah, let's dive straight into them. Right, we're going to be jumping into playground mode because all these locations are actually pretty much where these portals take us, so that's going to save ourselves a lot of time. But first off, we're going to be jumping into Polar Peak because this is where the first hint is going to be, and where I'm assuming that this location is going to be in the game when it is brought back. It's actually pretty close to where Polar Peak was. The OG location is pretty close to where Polar Peak is right now. So if we head over to the west side of Polar Peak, as you can see here on top of one of these little castles, there is in fact a toilet, as well as some pipes and a little mini toilet there as well, which indicates Flush Factory. As you guys remember, in this sort of area of the map, this is where Flush Factory was. Back in the day, a lot of this map here wasn't in the game. Like, it sort of like went around like that instead. Like, this whole bit here wasn't in the game. And yeah, but at some point around here, around this little location, I think it was more about here. That is where Polar Peak, Flush Factory actually was. And then you could migrate up to the factory. Actually, it might have been down there. It might be more closer here. Yeah, I think that's how the map went. I think the map, Happy Hamlet, is pretty much where Flush Factory is. This location was where Flush Factory is. And the map kind of went up like that instead. So all this bit here was cut off. And yeah, if you went from here, you could go over to the factories, which is the dance floor. You could head up to the chair, up towards Shifty, you could go towards Fatal, Lucky, and that was a good spot. It wasn't an overly populated spot in the game by any means, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good spot if you wanted a bit of a quieter game, but still potential for some engagement. And it also allowed you to migrate over to the west and the south part of the map very, very easily, especially when the map wasn't as big as it is now. But yeah, as you can see, there is a toilet there, which indicates Flush Factory, as well as some pipes in the toilet as well. So basically, this is indicating that, oh, there's even more here. There's even more parts of Flush Factory in here. This is definitely showing that either at Polar Peak or somewhere around here is where Flush Factory is going to be. And now my prediction is it's actually going to be still part of the snow biome. I don't think the snow biome is going to be leaving in Season X. So I think, yeah, maybe it might take place of Polar Peak, because obviously Polar Peak is pretty much gone now after the monster sort of took the main castle away on its head. So yeah, I think Polar Peak is going to be the new location of Flush Factory, which is still going to allow the map to still be the same size as it is. And still sort of give it a relatively similar map location as to where it was in previous ones. So yeah, that is the first place of the game, which will be returning at some point in Season X. The next one we're going to be taking a look at is on the other side of the map at Paradise Palms, and that is one of my favourite spots when I first started playing the game, and that is Moisty Maya. Let's go and check it out. So right, here we go, we're going into Paradise Palms, and this is obviously where the location of Moisty Maya used to be back in the day, back in the OG days of Season 1 to 4. This was where Paradise Palms, where Moisty Maya was, sorry, where Paradise Palms is. As you can see, there's always been a sign here said now entering Paradise, but if you look, it's looking more swamp-like than desert. As you can see on the ground here where my crosshair is, there is actually some water, swamp, and you can see the trees. So this is definitely hinting that this is where Moisty Maya used to be and where Moisty Maya is going to be returning. But I think it's still going to be kind of Paradise Palms. I still think we're going to be in the desert biome, or maybe it's going to turn it in a bit more of a grassy area. I don't think it's going to go full on swamp, because although Moisty Maya was great for loot and materials, it was very slow to traverse because you were in water a lot of the time, much like the original Loot Lake. And I think that made mobility really awkward in it. I think that made a lot of people not want to go there. But I think as a loot spot, it was absolutely fantastic. So I think we are going to start getting a swamp-like section of the game in this sort of area. But I still think we're going to be in the desert. It might go a bit more grassland rather than full-on swamp. But yeah, Moisty Maya is going to be taking over Paradise Palms. Whether it's going to become a hybrid, I'm not entirely sure yet. But definitely, mark my words, at some point in Season X, Moisty Maya is coming back in the game. And I'm so excited for it, because this was my first ever favourite spot in the game. Like, Moisty Maya was my go-to spot during Season 3 and Season 4. Like, I'd probably say a good 80% of the games that I played, Moisty Maya was my starting location of them. That's where I went all the time. So I'm super hyped to see that it's going to be coming back. It's going to be fun to sort of relive a lot of these old memories of Fortnite from back in the day. But after that when I had to choose some new favourite spots, and I found a couple that went on to become my 2 favourite spots of all time in the game, and they're both gone now and they have never been replaced in my opinion. Nothing has ever come close. The only thing that's come close to me is Fatal Fields and Lonely Lodge. They're my 2 favourite spots now, but I would take both of these over them any day of the week. Let's go and check them out. But actually before we do, I forgot to mention that there's also this little hint here at the southwest of Paradise Palms. I just remembered about it. Yeah, as you can see, there's these houses that are kicking about sort of in this section of the desert. But you can see the tree trunks starting to grow out of them. These are very reminiscent of what was in Moisty Mire. You saw a lot of these in Moisty Mire sort of coming out of the ground in the swamp. A lot of tree roots and stuff like that. And now they are coming out of the house at Paradise, near Paradise Palms. So that further solidifies the fact that Moisty Mire is going to be taking over the desert biome very, very soon. Whether this means we see the end of the desert, I'm not entirely sure. I don't think it will be, but I think it's going to be definitely changing a lot from what we know it. I think it's going to be sort of a hybrid between it, or maybe the same sort of layout, but it's going to be a lot more swamp-like. I'm not entirely sure, but only time will tell. But yeah, now we can dive into the next location, which is my second favourite all-time spot, and one that I frequented a lot in Fortnite. Right, if we go to the east of Sunny Steps, literally got Sunny Steps there. If we go to the east of it, which is kind of where Risky Reels used to be, as you can see, the theatre sign, the drive-in theatre sign is there. We've got a little screen. We've got a couple of chairs for people to sit and enjoy the movies. This is similar to where Risky Reels used to be on the map. This was more where Wayland Woods used to be. Risky Reels was more sort of around this area, but obviously in the sort of vicinity of Sunny Steps. This might also mean that places like Sunny Steps may not be leaving the game. We may be getting Risky Reels somewhere else, maybe here, or maybe up here instead, as opposed to removing this part of the map. But yeah, if we go here, this is where Risky Reels is in the game right now. Obviously, this is a hint that Risky Reels is coming back, along with the Battle Pass, which showcased it. So yeah, as you can see, my favourite spot in the game is back. It's one of my favourite spots, literally one of my 2 favourite spots in the game is coming back to Fortnite, and I am super hyped about it. I know this was a favourite spot, or one of the favourite spots for a lot of players in the game, so everyone is going to be super hyped about this. And as you guys remember back in the day, there was a challenge where you got to open 7 chests in Risky Reels, and literally like half of the map would go to Risky Reels, and it was chaos. And expect when Risky Reels comes back in Season X that everyone is going to be going over to Risky Reels, and it's going to be all carnage all over again. And I cannot wait for that, and I'm going to be diving head on into that. And I'm going to be causing a lot of chaos in Risky Reels as well. I am so hyped for this one to be returning. But there's actually one more. It's a little bit more of a subtle hint. But there is still one more in the game that we're going to be checking out right now. And this is also one of my favourite spots. It was also a neighbour to Risky Reels, and I cannot wait to go and show you guys what it is. Right, now this one is a very, very subtle change, but as you guys know that in a recent season, I think it was Season 8, it was when it was introduced, we lost Lazy Links, which I have said multiple times in videos is my favourite spot in the game. I loved Lazy Links so much, but we lost it to Lazy Lagoon, which is obviously where the pirate ship is. But now, if we look at this house on top of the mountain here, which overlooks everything in Lazy Lagoon, you can actually see the country club sign that was at the entrance of the big country club that was in the centre of Lazy Links. So is this hinting that Lazy Links is going to come back? There's also one of the flags from the golf holes as well. So is Lazy Links going to be returning? I don't think we're going to be getting rid of Lazy Lagoon all of the water. However, though, I still think this is still going to be in the game, all the water there. But I think this spot here could definitely be home to the clubhouse. I don't think we're going to see the golf course. I think this is going to stay as it is. But I think this is going to be where the clubhouse is going to be. And we're going to sort of see a hybrid jungle version of Lazy Links return at some point in Season 10. And I am so excited because Lazy Links is my all-time favourite spot in the game. I absolutely love it. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. We have all of the locations that will be returning over the course of Season X. We've got Moisty Mire, we've got Flush Factories, we've got Tilted Towers, which are going to become Tilted Town, we've got Lazy Links, and we've got Risky Reels. So there we go. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. What is your all-time favourite Fortnite spot? Is it still in the game? Is it one of them like me where then it's no longer in the game, like Lazy Links and Risky Reels are my favourite spots? What is your favourite spot? Can you still go to it, or is it going to be returning in Season X? Let me know in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed this video, do you want to see more like this on the channel, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up if you're new around here. Make sure you subscribe subscribe and notifications on. And as always, don't forget to use code Doodles in the Fortnite item shop and buying skins. It really helps the channel out a lot. Every bit of revenue from the supporter creator program is going back into the channel to make bigger and better content for you guys. My name is Doodles. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.